our battleground states, and Punjab, which is now in news because one party at least there, the AAP party, has made their chief minister face public. It had been in the works and in the talks for quite some time, but Bhagwant Mann, just about an hour ago, was announced that he will be the chief minister face. There were tears, there were lots of dhol, as AAP party has now taken the lead amongst its opposition at the moment in coming out with a face. But whether or not he'll contest, that something is still not clear. Take a look at how it was done.
आम आदमी पार्टी की तरफ से पंजाब के अगले सीएम और आम आदमी पार्टी का सीएम चेहरा औपचारिक रूप से सरदार भगवंत मान को डिक्लेयर करते हुए जे सत्ता दा जे हरे रंग दा पेन पंजाब नूं सुधारन वाला, लोकां दी जिंदगियां च फर्क लियाउण वाला, उन्हां दा जीवन पद्धर उत्तरा चक्कण वाला जे पेन साडे हत्थ च आया तां मैं तुहानूं यकीन दिवाउणा, अज करोड़ां लोग देख रहे होणगे कि वो पेन हमेशा लोड़वंदां दे हक च चलूगा, गरीबां दे हक च चलूगा, वो किसी चेले चपटियां दे जां चमचियां दे हक च नहीं चलूगा, वो लोकां दे हक च चलूगा।
All right, that was the opening remark made by Bhagwant Mann once that announcement actually came about. Ghazali now joins us for the very latest on this story. He was at Mohali where that entire announcement actually took place in classic Aam Aadmi Party style, really, Ghazali. First the referendum being asked, asking people really to suggest who their chief minister face should be, then saying it was 93.3% people voting for Bhagwant Mann, and the next interesting candidate was actually Navjot Singh Sidhu, since they did not give in any suggestions or any options as you've been talking about as well. But Ghazali, tell us, while his candidature does not come as a surprise, in what mode really will we see him? Will he fight these elections? Will it be from one of the key places? How exactly is his leadership going to come about?
See, I'll just decipher what all happened in this press conference. As you pointed out, that the way Arvind Kejriwal mentioned that who came second in the entire survey, and he took Sidhu's name, Navjot Singh Sidhu. So it was certainly a sort of a sly attack on Congress, which has still not decided its CM face after that video sort of surfaced on Twitter, shared by the Congress's Twitter handle. So in some way or the other, Aam Aadmi Party is taking no chances even in hurting Congress, which has not declared its CM face. Now, why this entire debate of CM face came up in Punjab? Because back in 2017, it was Congress which went into polls with Amrinder Singh's face, and they had a thumping victory. Aam Aadmi Party, while assessing their performance back in 2017, came up with this, that the party had to suffer the loss, or they couldn't sort of perform up to their expectations. And one of the major reasons was that the party didn't sort of address to what their workers or the leaders on the ground were telling them to, that announce Bhagwant Mann as chief ministerial candidate. The same thing started happening a couple of months ago in Punjab when Aam Aadmi Party Supremo Mr. Kejriwal started visiting Punjab. The leaders, workers, supporters of Mr. Bhagwant Mann started raising that issue again. Even in some of the public meetings of Arvind Kejriwal, people started directly questioning him that why are you not announcing Mr. Mann as CM candidate? Left with no choice, since they were also negotiating an alliance with the Farmers Front, and once that didn't kick off for Aam Aadmi Aadmi Party. So Arvind Kejriwal had to go for the tele-voting option, and then today he announcing that Mr. Mann will be the CM candidate. Now that is another interesting practice at a time when EC has banned physical rallies, pad yatras. Aam Aadmi Party has certainly generated that buzz in the last 4 or 5 days with this tele-voting option and people calling them up. It also comes at a time, as I mentioned, that Congress has not come up with who will be their chief ministerial face. Now even their MLAs in Congress party have now started raising that question, because it was Congress which started this debate that the parties should go in polls with a CM face, with Navjot Singh Sidhu being very vocal. Now AAP certainly has taken a lead on that front, so it will certainly, they will go into this campaign for the polls with much more energy, emphasizing on the part that they were brave enough to go with a CM face in these polls.